Okay, so...
Detective Jack Leon sat down at his desk and opened his laptop.
There are days you would consider to be good at a crime scene, but today was as good as it got.
Of course, he meant that in terms of containing information regarding the crime, and not that the murders were any less tragic than other murders he had investigated. Today, Jack had worked with people he liked and trusted. There were only about 7 people in and out of the crime scene. He knew that none of them would leak anything to the press. The victims also had privacy bushes on both sides of their house and behind it. So, there was no way that a snoopy photographer could have snapped pictures anywhere else other than at the front of the house. What had happened was that a married couple was killed in their home. They were Maxwell and Sabrina Gilbert, and they were both 34 years old. They were shot to death in their kitchen with a .22 caliber rifle.
With a .22 caliber rifle.
The Gilberts were jewelers, and Jack thought they had been robbed. He had been told that they often kept merchandise in their house, and Jack and his team didn't find any jewelry when they searched the home, except for the rings the couple was wearing. Somehow, the Gilberts' security system had been disabled. Jack's tech expert was looking into it. The killer had cut a hole in one of the window panes in the back of the house with a diamond. Then, they put their hand through the hole and they unlocked the window. They opened the window and climbed in. While all of this was going on, the Gilberts were sleeping upstairs. They came downstairs and were surprised by the intruder. The killer got them down on their knees, shot them both in the back in the heart area, and then put another bullet in their heads. Afterward, the killer walked out the back door. Something odd that Jack found was one of Sabrina's business cards, which was lying on the kitchen floor near the bodies. On the back of the business card, it looked like someone had written a series of 1s and 0s with a ballpoint pen. Jack had no idea what the writing meant, if it meant anything at all. Back at the police station, Jack went to the website for the local newspaper. There was already a write-up regarding the double homicide. The reporter he had talked to that morning wrote the article. Jack decided to read the story.
2 dead in home invasion. Sabrina and Maxwell Gilbert, both 34, and owner of Gilbert's Fine Jewelry, were found shot to death in their home. They had both been shot twice with a .22 caliber firearm. The police found evidence of a break-in. Specifically, a hole had been cut in a window panel, and the killer let himself into their home while the couple slept upstairs. When the Gilberts came downstairs, they were surprised by the intruder. They were ordered to get on their knees, and then they were shot, execution style. The police have neither confirmed nor denied that they have any promising leads or suspects.
Jack smiled because he was happy about the article. He closed the browser and opened his email account.
Hey.
He noticed an email had come in about 20 minutes ago. The name on the email was Innsmouth Citizen, and their email address was postsfrominnsmouth@gmail.com. Jack opened the email, and he hoped it wasn't a virus. The email read,
Detective Leon, the Gilberts are my close friends. I set up Google Alerts to tell me when anything was posted about them. These 3 videos popped up in the hours after the murders. I thought you might find them interesting.
Jack clicked on the first link. The title of the video was Goodbye, and the user's name was Joy Division Fan. Jack pressed play and made the video full screen, because that is the best way to watch any YouTube video.
Okay, so...
I just found out that my cousin, Sabrina, and her husband of 7 years, Max, were shot to death this morning. God, who would do something like that?
Well,
Sabrina and Max were some of the kindest people I know. They were humanitarians who volunteered at the food bank and donated a lot of money to the Red Cross.
huh.
Sabrina sang in her church's choir, for God's sake. It's horribly disturbing to me that someone would break into their home and shoot them. For what? A few $1,000s worth of jewelry? God, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I hope the police find the animal that did this and arrest them. I hope that they get executed for what they did to my family.
Jack understood the man's rage. According to everyone he talked to, Max and Sabrina were lovely people. But Jack had also heard from a small handful of people that not everything was so ideal in the marriage. In fact, there were some rumors that Sabrina was having an affair. However, Jack and his team had not found any evidence of this. Jack clicked on the second link. The video's title was Despair Over the Deaths of Sabrina and Max Gilbert. The user's name was AllHailCthulu. Once again, Jack made the video full screen and pressed play.
Over the midnight moorlands crying, through the cypress forest sighing, in the night wind madly flying, hellish forms with streaming hair, in the barren branches creaking, by the stagnant swamp pools speaking, past the shore cliffs ever shrieking, damp demons of despair. Once I think I half remember, ere the gray skies of November quench my youth's aspiring ember, live there such a thing as bliss. Skies that are no dark and beaming, golden azure, splendid seeming, till I learned it was all dreaming, deadly drowsiness of dis. But the stream of time swift flowing brings torment of half knowing, dimly rushing, blindly going, past never trodden lee. And the voyager, repinning, sees the wicked death fires shining, hears the wicked betrayals whining, as the helpless drifts to sea. Evil wings in ether beating, vultures at the spirit eating, things unseen forever fleeting, black against the leering sky. Ghastly shades of bygone gladness, clawing fiends of future sadness, mingle in a cloud of madness, ever on the soul to lie. Thus the living, lone and sobbing, in the throes of anguish throbbing, with the lonesome furies robbing, night and noon of peace and rest. But beyond the groans and grating of abhorrent life is waiting, sweet oblivion culminating all years of fruitless quest.
Jack caught himself dozing. The guy's voice had made him quite sleepy.
Well, that was a weird video.
He wondered if that had anything to do with the murder. Jack clicked on the third link. The title of the video was OMG, My Neighbors Were Shot to Death. The user's name was Brittany Covert is on the case.
OMG, you guys. You will not believe this. My neighbors who live across the road were shot to death in their kitchen. I can't even imagine. What if they got the wrong house? Like, what if their real target was me? Oh, I can't even believe it. I talked to the cops, but they stonewalled me. No one in the neighborhood was sure what was going on either. But from what I read on the newspaper, I know that the killer cut a hole in one of their windows, unlocked the window, and snuck in. The killer waited for them to come downstairs and then shot them execution style in the head and back with a rifle. He then robbed them. But I've heard rumors that one of the Gilberts was having an affair. Did this have something to do with the murders? It is so messed up, guys. I didn't even hear any gunshots. I mean, I should have been able to hear the shots because I only live 200 yards away. But apparently, no one in the neighborhood heard the gunshots. I even asked around. I have no idea how the police were notified, but they have been here all morning. If the police can't solve this, then I promise you, I will definitely get to the bottom of this myself. This killer will not get away.
Jack shook his head.
True crime on YouTube? What kind of weirdo would do something like that?
Jack thought to himself. Jack decided to answer some other emails, and then he was going out to follow up on some leads. But then, something dawned on him, and he knew who he had to interview first. Something dawned on him, and he knew who he had to interview first.
Thanks a lot for watching today's video. We'll have the answer to this video next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. An hour later, we'll have a brand new mystery. Thanks again for watching, and good luck with your investigation.